Welcome, listeners, to the podcast Eberron Adventures, a D&D podcast set in the world of Eberron. Let's listen as we hear the adventures of 6 unique personalities taking on the challenges that they face both in and out of their schooling at Windshire University. Skogar, a half-orc bounty hunter with no concept of personal space. Lukar, a halfling wild magic sorcerer whose best friend is a voice in his head. Lissa, a mage-breeding wizard with zero interest in melee combat, and her familiar Big Wing. Jack, a rogue, a fighter, a bard? Well, maybe none of those things, unless he declares a major. Velma, a rogue with a penchant for exposing the truth. And Azuri, a Kalashtar cleric with a big heart and even bigger issues with socializing. Let's follow them on their adventures throughout Eberron on their journey to become heroes. But lore and rules lawyers beware. We pick the rules that work for us and build our own lore in a freestyle fashion. So let's jump right back into the action with another episode of Eberron Adventures. Good evening to all of you. Before I do like a quick little recap of what we're jumping right into, why don't we cover our question for this week, which I posted on the Discord. That question would be, I thought this would be interesting to see what your answers would be. So what is something that you feel has become your responsibility within the group? And this is to your character, not to not to you as players. So, although that might be an interesting question to ask too. But yeah, so what is something that you feel has become your responsibility within the group? And we're going to start with Lukar, because on my screen you're the center square. So,
not a problem. So I believe that Lukar is responsible for making sure people are fed or remembered. If I don't feed them, reminding us that, hey, we should go have lunch, or let's go over to the dining hall and get dinner. So even if I'm not the one providing the food, I'm the reminder that, hey, food's an important part of our being healthy.
You forgot 11Cs.
And 11Cs. Lunch, dinner, afternoon tea, supper, dinner, after dinner snack.
So you remind them of all the possible meals they could be having, whether or not they're choosing to have a meal every time.
Yes, I choose to have a meal every time.
Does the meal plan cover all those?
I think we could be a little bit sneaky with how we deal with the meal plan.
I was going to say, if that was the case, Lukar would have to get the highest end meal plan possible, because otherwise he'd run out within the first 4 weeks.
I mean, if you don't leave after breakfast, if you don't leave,
you just stay in the dining hall. I guess most dining plans are bronze, silver, gold, but I guess in our case there's also the platinum.
There you go.
Mithril dining plan.
Well, yeah, it's like copper, silver, gold. Platinum, electrum, right, or wherever that one falls in.
Mm-hmm.
The one I've never used ever.
Adamantine, mithril. Yeah, we just go all the way up the classes. So yes,
man,
I'd be interested to know what Jack is responsible for.
So would I.
Who am I next?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a heavy burden, but I feel like, I'm kind of responsible for the leadership role, I guess, is I feel like I've really stepped into that. I'm kind of the treasurer too. Honestly, it's like these guys, this crew I'm not sure how many adventures we'd actually go on, how much we'd actually get paid if, I wasn't kind of brokering those deals and, making sure that we had the jobs and, it's like a further education. I'm like a tutor, I guess. Maybe I'm like a teacher's assistant, a TA, and then I do the leading in the field. I feel like, it was kind of thrust upon me, but I feel like almost like I had to step up, and and I'm there for it. It's like running a baseball team. You just gotta tell them the plays, you gotta tell them where to go, and that's how it is. And I'm okay to take it. So let's shoot on over to Skogar and see what Skogar provides.
How kind of you, by the way. Just want to say to Jack, how kind of you that you do that service to this group.
All right.
Go ahead, Skogar.
So I actually had a whole big speech prepared about a 1930s Russian sailor and rationing vodka because clearly I wasn't paying attention to what was happening in Discord. My apologies.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Hold on to that. Hold on to that one.
Okay. Yeah, hold on to that one for next week.
Right. But Skogar, though he's friendly with the group, he doesn't. He himself, deep down, does not feel particularly responsible for anything that they do, and he doesn't really want to be responsible for them. He likes to fight with them and better himself, but it's really only ever about himself. That being said, he knows deep down that there will be a time in which this group becomes utterly lost, and he knows that he'll help them find their way.
Do you mean physically or like spiritually?
Very physical. Well, actually, that sounded wrong. Physically, yes.
Right, like in
I
the
think he
wilderness
means with maps.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
So then who would Skogar want to hear from then?
Yeah, so
Is the next in line.
he just goes like, pass. But Velma, you seem to be finding yourself very useful for this group. Yeah, what do you think?
I think that my job seems to be putting the toilet seat down. Honestly, you people.
You're the one who
And
put it down.
you guys who aim, you seem that you can hit a goblin at 100 yards with a short bow, and yet sometimes it looks like you're chasing the robot mop back around in there. You guys gotta stop.
Mhm.
Oh, true
Man.
story for you people listening at home or heading off to college for the first time. Always wear shower shoes in the communal bathroom. And keep,
Mhm.
this is very important, keep a secret roll of toilet paper hidden from everybody. Don't even tell your best friend about it, because if anybody knows, it won't be there when you need it. That is all.
So
Yes.
so Velma, who do you want to hear from next? Zuri or Lissa?
Lissa. What's Lissa?
So Lissa is if you haven't been able to tell yet, she's very like bookish and she loves to study a lot. Which sometimes involves going outside and like hiking and that kind of thing, but she expects her friends to also be interested in that, studying and doing their homework and making sure they go to class. And so like if she notices one of her friends missed a class, she's like, oh, I better take notes for them and then remind them and be like,
Jack.
hey,
It's Jack.
mostly Jack, maybe Skogar a couple times. But she, gets those missing notes for them, and she feels like that's her responsibility.
So you're like the dorm room mom for the two of them.
There you go. Exactly. Yes.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So then we'll round it out with Azuri then.
Yeah, so my main responsibility among the group seems to always be reminding them that there's an option to just not we don't have to go through these scary dark caves. We don't have to go out on these wacky adventures. We could just stay at school and do our learning, and that's it. We don't have to go out where it's dangerous and do stuff. And everyone feels like they just like to run headlong into danger. And it feels like it's always my job to be like, we don't have to do that. We could just not. So just not. It's that's my responsibility in the group, and I think I'm doing a bad job of it, but I'll keep reminding them.
That's a pretty good job to have, I think. So when we last left our wonderful group of adventurers, you had you had just you as a group, essentially, for the most part, all of you contributed in some way, shape, or form, some more than others, to help free or save your parents. More importantly, save Skogar's dad, Urge. And there's potentially a little bit of bad blood with Skogar and his father, with the move of throwing a small pouch of coin at him, and then his dad essentially passing out, saying you don't understand. And then at that point, shortly after, Lissa got a slew of messages from both of her parents saying, "Come to where the camper is. We need help. We're getting attacked by, as your father so quaintly put it, trash magebred centaur things." So we're going to pick literally right back up, like we're unpausing. So we're going to pick right back up as of you, Lissa, you just got those messages. You are going to react to them. Skogar, you just threw the money at your dad. So all those things, we're just going to unpause and start right back up there. So right back into it. You've just read your messages.
Guys, my parents are in trouble. We have to go back to the school. Their camper is out front. There's a trash centaurs. I don't know what they mean, but we need to go help them. Guys, where are you? Skogar, come on, please.
Yeah. All right. He shakes off his emotions. Yeah, let's go.
I'm with you. There's food back at the school.
Azuri, are you coming? Where are you?
Yeah. And Azuri quickly says bye to his mom and dad and is like, yeah, I'm coming, Lissa.
No, you've got all the pictures you need. Come on.
I'm coming.
Azuri, do you have any idea what a trash centaur is?
I've never heard of one of those before, but I don't take some of those bio magical beast classes things, so maybe someone else would know.
Should we stop at Professor? I can never remember her name.
Pine Feather?
No, but you know what she looks like.
Professor, yeah. Professor Pinefeather. I think maybe we should stop by her place maybe real quick to see what that's all about, or we should just head out. We should just go.
We should just get to it.
So the nice, great message. Wife beater T-shirts and sport mullets. So the camper is so. Let's say if we retro you spending time with your mom on the first day, she was telling you, oh, Lissa, we've got this really great little campsite spot. It's nice clearing. There's nobody around. It's nice and quiet. It's great for me and your dad to just relax and get a good rest in between spending all this time with you. And she says, it's just a little bit south of the city here. It's not that far. So it's actually would be
okay.
Yeah, it would be
Nice.
just on the outskirts of Windshire, not necessarily outside the
Not
school.
by the school. Okay.
Are
Right.
these trash centaurs
good.
counties?
Well, you are potentially going to find out. So you're just heading straight there? Is there anything briefly that you would want to do beforehand on the way?
I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then let me get myself together here and proceed to share a screen. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna read first because I think that's probably a better idea if I share some info first. So I'm gonna do that instead. Okay. So all of you have rushed out to the outskirts of Windshire, where it's nice and it's just nice forest. forest land, with some nice cleared paths to travel through. These are more like side road type paths than they are main road paths. So it's like there are clearings that you can walk through with sparse trees, stuff like that, but and some like rock outcroppings and whatnot that are kind of scattered around. But it's not like super dense forest. So as you get to the outskirts, where you believe you remember, your mom describing it to you. So Lissa, I'm assuming you're taking the lead.
Yep.
You see an open area, slightly open, and you can spot what you believe to be this fancy coach, because you've never actually seen it, right? But it looks like a bigger version of like the magic coaches that have taken you guys around places and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see that from a distance. Although it is dark, there's some like sparse lighting around that area, so you can get some general blurry idea of things. You can also see that there are 4 quite aggressive looking centaurs that have surrounded a man and a woman. Let's see. And then you're able to discern that you put 2 and 2 together pretty easily, that's just your mom and dad. This is their little camping spot. And you see that your mom is laying on the ground, and your father is holding her upper half in his arms. And he's like essentially screaming out to the air, yelling, "No! No!" And he's just like, there's a seething anger on his face that you've never seen as he stares at these centaurs that are sort of kind of like circling, essentially, right? So if I now share what I'm describing to you, so you can catch a visual, this would be your visual. Let me pull this over here. So you see,
I see trash centaurs are just guys on horses. I see.
well, they didn't have centaur icons. Sorry, bro. Got to do a little bit of self-immersion here. So you see like there's 4 centaurs, and they're sort of like semicircled, around them, and they are looking rather aggressive. And so you and the gang are like pretty much like right here. So you're the closest. So you're about maybe, let's say, 20 feet tops away from this group, and the rest of the gang is like right behind you, pretty much. So, that's what's going on. And what do you want to do? I'll say this: as you're thinking about what you would want to do, your father looks around at the centaurs, and he says, "Why in the name of, why would you do this? We weren't she wasn't hurting anybody." And you can hear him starting to like cry, angry cry. And the one centaur says, "We just need money, brother. It's nothing personal. Nothing personal at all. It's just the nature of the business. Comes with casualties." And he just shrugs. And then he makes a hand motion to one of the other centaurs, who then proceeds to head towards the camper coach to open the door and try to search inside of it. And what would you like to do?
Lissa runs forward, and she's like shouting, "Mom, Dad, what's going on?"
Yep. Your dad sees you running over.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "No, stop. You did this. This is all your fault." He looks back down at your mom, like angry, crying, and trying to talk at the same time. If we told you no, that you couldn't go to this trash school, and insisted upon it, and we insisted that you couldn't go, then your mom might still be. And he just starts
Lissa stops short
crying heavily.
and she turns around and looks at these centaurs, and she would like to just attack them. She's very
Okay.
angry. Yep.
Okay.
Let's do a firebolt.
I'll give you a surprise. Yeah, I'll give you a surprise round. So we're going to say that. So you've run up from the southern direction, right? So you're essentially the one that's right next to the coach. We'll say that one is actually looking in the coach, whereas the other three are surprised by your entrance.
Okay.
But the one that was basically speaking is the one closest to you. Appears to be more of the leaderish type.
Then yeah, that's definitely the one she's firing at.
Yeah. So we'll call. Yeah, you can get a surprise round before we go into. Everybody else should probably just roll for initiative now, though, just to kind of be ready.
That's a 21 to hit.
That is most assuredly a hit, and we're going to call this guy Centaur number 1 because he's the leader. We're not giving these guys names.
And that is 7 fire damage.
Nice. That's angry fire damage.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
She's furious.
I like it. All right. Okay. So that is your extra bonus, exciting bonus turn. And if everybody could start telling me what their initiative is. Actually, let's do it this way. Anybody get 20 or above?
20.
Right. Velma with the 20. 19. 18. 17, 16, 15, 14.
Lukar is 14.
All right. Thought he was a little older than that. Sorry. 13, 12. We had so many 12s last time. 11. Damn. 10.
Oof.
9.
We are a
8.
win from running here.
8. 7.
7 for Skogar.
Holy cow. Oh my gosh. 6.
Yes. 6.
Yes.
Okay, so then that's going to probably be Jack first, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
then Lissa next. Okay.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
And then just because I just want to know, what has Zuri got?
5.
Oh, okay.
Right. Holding strong with a 5.
He's running here in chainmail. It is.
All right. So I got 2 17s, a 6, and a 1.
Wow.
All right. So we're going to do C1, C2, and 7, and a 1. Okay. Great. All right. So yeah. So we're going to be. So that was your move. Velma, it's your turn. We're top of the order.
I assume that nobody's near any of these horses.
No, there is the only one that's near is Lissa. That's it.
She
And
within
obviously
5
her
feet of her
parents.
target.
What's that?
Is she within 5 feet of a centaur?
Between 5 and 10, probably.
Well, I will.
What do you think, Lissa? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Insightful fighting. I did it wrong last time.
Okay.
I roll perception, and the nearest horse to the south is the one I am attacking.
Okay, so that's is that the one
deception.
So is that the one that Lissa attacked, or the one that's going into that's looking in the coach?
The next one up, the one to the south on the southwest.
So
Okay,
yeah,
that one. That's the one that Lissa attacked. Okay, so what do I need to roll for him?
You roll deception, and I roll perception. And if I beat you, I get to do a sneak attack.
I got a 12.
I got a 21.
Sneak
So I get
attack
a
away.
sneak attack, but I still have to hit first.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm using my blackjack, and I say, I don't need to use lethal damage. I just need to break your leg. And so with the blackjack, I try to hit him with a 14.
That is a hit.
That is a measly 2 bludgeoning damage, and for the sneak attack, another 10, 12 bludgeoning damage total.
Wow,
Oh,
nice.
wow. Nice. Yeah,
And I was aiming for his knee.
as you bludgeon him, he's like, oh. He's like, oh, that kind of hurts. It's like, the hell are you doing here? What are you guys even doing here? And then he's like,
What are you
we're just
doing
trying to loot these people and make some quick coin. Why do you got to get all up in our business? And then he charges towards you.
I'm right there. He doesn't have to charge.
Well, he takes a couple steps. Then he's got like it's not like it's a pike, so it's probably more like a spear because it's not like really long. But he kind of like pulls it from from a little like sheath on his backside, and then proceeds to try to take a swing at you with it. So it's like a short-handled pike, I guess, because the blade is somewhat long. And that's going to be for a a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that kills me. No, go ahead.
Okay. And that is going to be 9 piercing damage, though.
Okay. It's a good thing I still had some temporary hit points.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then number 2, the one right up above him, is going to come into the fray, and he's also going to attack you as well, Velma, because you're trying to hit his leader. Same style
Elgar,
of attack.
It would be a good time to rage.
It's going to be an 18
That hits.
to hit. And that's going to be for 6 piercing damage.
Yes. I am down, and as my last breath, I say to Lissa, let my story be told.
No.
So then yeah, the second centaur attacks, and now we go to Luke. It's your turn.
These guys are sort of spread out. I'm going to do magic missile at second level, so I get 4 missiles,
Okay.
and I'm going to do 1 at each one of these guys.
Okay. If I recall, you were at wild magic of 11, right?
10 is what I have.
Okay, so 10 you're at now. Okay, so yeah, let's roll your magic missiles first.
All right, we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, let's do it. Are you going to do one on each?
Yes, 1 on each.
Okay, got it.
1 takes 2 points of damage.
Okay.
2 takes 4 points of damage.
Okay.
3 takes 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And 4 takes 3 points of damage.
All right.
I rolled a 13, so I'm still.
Son of
Wow.
a bitch. Now you're at 11.
Now I'm at 11.
All right. I just got to get you to cast spells, man. That's what it is. You're gonna
miss when it happens.
right. Excuse me. Okay. You've gone. So it is now. Skogar, your turn.
So Skogar runs up and tries to get in the fray there, and gets hopefully right in between the 2 that are attacking. Velma.
So Lissa is in front of and is right nearby this one who's the leader. Velma is down over here, in close vicinity to her mother and father. There's a centaur that is pretty much essentially in partway into the coach trying to look for stuff to loot. And then
Okay.
the one that was up in the upper section has come down, and there's still one towards the top.
So he looks at he stays with his plan there on the one on near Velma, and looks down and goes, 4 legs. He tries it anyways. He tries to do, oh dang, it's not going to hit. Tripping attack, but he didn't have to spend it until he hit anyways. But
What'd you roll?
a 9.
Oh yeah, that's a miss. Okay. Nice attempt, nonetheless. You do have your greatsword though, right? Should.
Yeah, he's wearing his gear now.
Right. Just making sure. Okay. Now it's going to be so the third centaur, the one that was up top. He's gonna charge. He's gonna come down charging, and he's gonna charge on you, Skogar. So he's gonna just barely miss, like hit, like running into your dad, Lissa. It was like as he's like just like a mess of emotion. And he's actually the centaur is going to does a 12 hit?
No, that'll miss.
Okay. And it just misses you. It misses you with its little pike that it was charging towards you with, and he just goes, ah, damn it. And as you get a closer look at him, he's got all these tattoos and like a bunch of like scars on his arms, and like in certain places on his arms, and then he's got like a ripped up shirt on underneath a chainmail shirt, just looking kind of like a Eberron version of punk rock, if you will, and like kind of disheveled. And yeah, just to kind of understand that these guys are legit, just like shady robber types. Jack, what are you gonna do?
All right, so that dude that's like rummaging around in the thing, he hasn't gone yet, right?
No, he has not actually, because he's so because I mean it's a centaur, so like the majority of him. So if you imagine like his ass end is like standing on the ground outside, and the rest of him's like in the coach, like standing in the coach, and his human parts looking around trying to search, right? So, and he's making so much of a racket with stuff inside there that he's not able to really discern the noise happening outside just yet.
Well, he definitely then does not discern me coming behind him and stabbing him.
I would agree.
We're coming from the south, right? You said? So,
yeah, we're going to call this guy. This guy's going to be what we're going to call number 4. That's
all
who
right.
he is.
So I have advantages for reasons. So that is, let's see. I still rolled pretty poorly, but I got a 16 altogether.
That is a hit.
All right, and then I will roll my dice. That's 10. 15 points of damage to him.
Ooh, wee. He's like
I just stabbed like where I think. I'm not really sure where vital organs of centaurs are, because I'm like, are they in the human part or in the horse part? I have no idea. But you hear this
voice inside the camper go, "Oh, what the fuck!" And like he starts to try to back out, and then hits the back of his head on the camper thing. So he's struggling. So like he's gonna lose. He's gonna have like limited movement on his turn, because he's trying to get out of this coach after getting hit and wasn't expecting it.
Well, in that case, I am going to take an action to I will hide from him.
Okay.
Like maybe kind of go like under the wheel of the, like the wagon. So
okay.
Kind of be out of his way where he can't see me.
Yeah.
So I have no idea who stabbed him is what and I'll roll a stealth for that hiding. And that would be a 25 on the stealth.
Okay.
As I disappear.
Man, You're just gone. And Lissa, it's your turn.
All right. Lissa wants to pull out her mage breeding sphere.
Okay.
She wants to tell the centaurs, you are gonna really regret this. You should just get out of here right now. And she throws the sphere, and the basilisk comes out.
Okay.
Um,
And it comes out. It's like as it like lands, and it's like just kind of like looking around, like not knowing what the hell's going on. Like so, just
and
so
Lissa, right? Lissa
Yeah.
tells it, Fluffy, attack the centaurs.
Okay, so yeah,
Yep.
pull it up in the monster manual and see what you can make happen.
All right. Well, so technically, I'm supposed to do a command roll to see how well the basilisk listens to me.
Yeah, let's do that first.
So I'm going to do that first. Oh, nice. Okay, I got an 18. Excellent.
Sweet.
So I think it listens to me pretty good. The DC is 15, so we're good there. And then it has a bite attack. So
Okay.
I think it would just go for the closest.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that number 1, and then it's a +5 to hit. He got a 21.
That's a
to
hit.
All right, and then
And the closest one we're going to say, is that going to be number 1 that you originally attacked, or number 2, the one right next to it?
number 1, the one I originally
Okay.
attacked.
Got it.
Yep. So that is 10 piercing damage,
Okay.
along with 8
Ooh.
poison damage.
Dang. Nice job.
Mhm.
Nice job. So that's
And then the basilisk has a petrifying gaze. If a creature
Mhm.
starts its turn within 30 feet, and the two of them can see each other, but the basilisk can force the creature to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature magically begins to turn to stone and is restrained.
wow. Okay. So then at the start of one of their turns, which won't be till after Azuri.
Mhm.
But actually, no. The one that was in the coach, that he won't be the one to look at him. So we won't see that effect happen until we get to the top of the order of the centaurs.
Okay.
So
sounds
Azuri,
good.
it's going to be your turn.
Azuri is going to go ahead and grab his holy symbol and is going to cast Moonbeam. And he is
Ooh.
going to center it
Ooh.
so that it is sort of, it's hitting like at least 2 or 3 of the centaurs' butts who have gathered up in front of Velma. So I'm aiming it to place it behind, but hopefully catch at least 2, if not 3 of them, depending on where.
How big is the beam?
It is a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
You'll catch 2.
Okay.
If you place it in between them, kind of ish, you'll hit both of them.
Yeah, the 2 that were on Velma, basically.
So you're aiming for the buttocks.
Yep. That way he's pretty safe that he's not going to hit Velma or someone in there.
Okay. Are they doing a save for that?
Nothing happens until their turn, though.
Oh, okay.
So this is just a beam of light that is currently there. And Azuri shouts out, Velma, I'll be right there. I gotta catch my breath real quick.
Is it it's a ray of light?
Yes, it is a cylinder of light. On their turn, they will need to make con saves.
Okay. So the number 4 centaur manages to get itself out of the coach, but it has no other movement, and so it turns and it can see out of the corner of its eye. It can see Lissa standing right nearby, and so it takes its pike and swings it at Lissa to try to snag part of you.
Mhm.
And it for sure misses. It's not successful. And then we're gonna go top of the order with Velma and your death save. Velma and the death saves. All right, thank you. I saw that. Appreciate it.
So all them open up for The murder hobos one
Murder
time.
hobos, yes. Velma and the death saves and the murder hobos coming to Windshire. On campus concert, actually. So super cheap tickets. Right. So the 1 and 2, they both have to roll, right? Against
Yes.
this thing. And what are they rolling?
Constitution. Yep.
Got it.
DC 12.
Both of them pass.
Okay.
I got a 12 and a 14. Meets it
Very
beats,
good.
right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So they pass. They're fine for now.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going, they have to make another con save against the
Damn.
movie.
Okay. We can't just use one con save for both.
No, never.
Okay, so 1 pass, 1 fail. I'm gonna use what is it? Creative license, and say that number 1 is the one that passed since he's the leader. Number 2 failed. So what happens to number 2?
So full damage is 11.
Okay.
11 points of radiant damage.
So there's partial then.
Yeah, if they succeed the save, it's half that.
Got it. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. And number 2, yeah. Okay, so now they can finally attack though, right? So number 1, because I rolled for both number 1 and number 2, so since they were the next 2 in order, so they're going to attack. So number 1 is going to swing. It's going to swing its pike at Fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
And ooh.
Oh no.
That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And that is going to be for a whopping 11 piercing damage.
Oof. Ouch.
And then the other one is going to swing its pike at you, Lissa.
Okay.
And it's going to miss you with an 8, I assume misses you. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lucar, we are back to you.
How are these guys grouped? And we're like, I've lost track of who's where now. The bad guys and are my allies.
So,
because I'm saying to myself, are you sure? Really? Is this what you want me to do? Are you sure? Is there a way I could? Really? You want me to do this?
It talks to you. The voice talks to you a little bit more in your head. Just because it's getting a little bit impatient with you. Yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Let me explain this grouping to you. So we've got the parents are still in the center, in the epicenter of this thing, right? The coach is to their backsides, which would be to technically your right.
Yep.
There is a centaur that just came out after having been run through a little bit by Jack, who managed to turn and just try to get a pike swing in on Lissa. So that one's really close to the coach. Then there's 2 that are like right nearby Lissa and like Skogar, and there's all kinds of activity, and a downed Velma. And then there's 1 that just moved down in from up above. So the 3 of those centaurs are sort of clustered a little bit together, if you will, in like a boomerang shape almost, I guess, like a very open U.
and all of my allies are within the U.
The majority of your allies are all within, like inside this cluster almost, right? Like it's all kind of one grouping together, where
right.
there's not a lot of distance between the folks that are in there.
All right. Well, I'm going to say, all right. I mean, you're the boss. You wanted me to do this, Astrid. And I am going to cast Fireball behind the trash centaurs. It's a 20-foot radius, so I would like to do my best to not hit, especially Azuri and Velma. if it's possible to hit those three guys,
Okay.
but not
Okay.
Azuri and Velma. And if there's anyone else around, so be it.
Oh, Azuri's
Okay.
still far back. Moonbeam had a 60-foot range. I wasn't up in the fray.
Yeah, I remember you yelling like, Velma, I'll get to you soon. So I didn't know if you were moving up or not. Okay.
No, that
Well,
was just a shout.
Okay.
You didn't actually take the action to go
Right.
do that.
So okay. So then so you I mean, I don't know that we've ever talked about this, like, because I'd like to know how, like, what does Lucar actually do to cast this spell? Like, what are his actions, his movements, his sounds? What does he do? What does Lucar do to cast this spell? Little halfling Lucar casting this big ass fireball.
Yep. So the neat thing about Fireball is that it sort of starts at a point and then expands outward. And Lucar has a arcane focus, which is his ring of the silver flame, which is his family's religion. And so, like, he pushes out his fist, and his hand's shaking because he's never done this before. He's so scared, and he basically just yells "Fireball!" and points his ring towards the point where he wants the fireball to happen. And he hopes he's doing this right, and that the fireball explodes behind them for shit. You already made me forget what I rolled. But I'm going to roll these. So this is 10.
This is the damage you're
30.
rolling?
Yes. 30
So
points of 30 points of fireball damage. is
And
what
it's
I
a dex
roll,
save, right?
and it is a dex save.
Okay. Here's the deal. This is what we're going to do. Because it is tight quarters and it's your first time casting it. So I'm going to give you like a luck opportunity. I'm just going to make this up on the fly. Why don't you roll me let me think. Lissa, pick a die that's not a D4.
D8.
Okay.
No, you should
One-
have picked D20.
All right, so 1 through 4. 1 through 4, you successfully cast a spell and only get the centaurs. 5 through 8.
It's a 3.
Okay. Then we don't have to worry about what was going to
Ooh.
happen otherwise. So let me do some dex saves for the 3 centaurs in question.
And I'm rolling my
And-
wild magic while you do that.
And what's the DC?
My DC is 15.
All right, so then hold on 1 second. Okay, so that would be 1 fail, 2 passes. So it's 30 or 15 then, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You'll be happy to hear that I rolled a 5 on the wild magic.
Yes. Okay, I've been waiting for this for so freaking long. This is okay. Cool. So this is how before you roll on the table,
Astrid, did I do it right?
you hear the voice comes in your head and it's just like, yes, I'm so proud of you, dude. And then you feel this immense surge of power like come from your core and just start to like literally explode out of you as this fireball just is like and just is like this really quick like huge expanse of fire, and then in the second it's there, it's gone. It's like so controlled and like refined, which is really weird for you because you've never cast it. And the voice in your head says, and then after that happens, then the voice goes, and sorry for this next part though, and then roll on the table.
Sorry. And I say, I have become death, destroyer of worlds. Oh, I rolled 0-0.
Holy shit. Okay, wait a minute.
I regain
that's
all
up.
my expended
Does that-
sorcery points. It's 100.
See, I knew it. Didn't I say it was going to be lame? Then I say it was going to be
Oh
uncool.
no.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so that
I mean,
happens.
that's a lot cooler than like a wildflower grows.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. So then, yeah. Okay, so fine. So then the wild
Thank
magic
you,
hits you.
Astrid.
The wild magic hits you, and you feel like re-energized almost, right? Like your magic feels like it was at the strength it was when all this shit started to happen, and you say thank you, Astrid, and Astrid says in your head like, well, just wasn't expecting that to happen, but you're welcome, I guess. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Keep it up, big guy. Doing a great job. And you've now reset your wild magic back to 1. So good on you. And nice attack choice. We are going to go to Skogar. You're next.
So he's just going to swing again here.
Yeah, do it.
Next to the one. Hey, oh man, I made up for it. Critical.
Crit hit, nice. And which one was this? Was this the leader one or the one next to it? Or the one above?
It was the closest one to me on Velma. I guess I haven't ever kept track to where she was, so I wasn't sure which one I was.
That might be
I think that. What'd you say, Velma?
I think that's the leader guy.
Okay, yeah, leader guy then. Ooh, go ahead. What? Tell me the damage, or tell me the. So you rolled a crit, so you hit. So what's the damage?
So as a half orc with what is it called, savage attacks or something, or yeah, he gets an extra die on a crit.
Okay.
Oh man, nice. It's 6, 5, 2, for 16 points.
Okay.
Of slashing damage.
All right. So, what we're gonna say is, Skogar, how exactly do you finish this centaur?
So he's still in his mind, always trying to think of tactics and maneuvers. And he's like, well, maybe if I trip attack like this, and he just goes in to the left 2 legs and just cuts them clean off. Like,
yeah. So you snap them.
I guess that worked.
Like you snap them, and then as it falls, it lands, and its head just hits like a blaze ball size rock on the ground, and it just cracks his skull open. And he's just like, you see like the legs that didn't get snapped off, you see one of them twitch a couple times, and then it just falls limp, and the leader centaur has been taken out, and the one that was in the coach that got attacked by Jack is like, it's like, all right, I guess that makes me the leader now. Y'all better give us all your money, or we're gonna kill every single one of you. And it is
that takes some cojones to see your leader get killed. Us just blast you with a fireball.
Yeah.
And then you want us to give you money?
Yeah, and the third one, the one that's on
So Skogar's there's still another one near Velma, right?
Yes. Number 2.
So he'll use any remaining movement he has to more impose himself upon that target.
As you do that, though, you've gotten a little bit closer to number 3, who tried to attack you last time, and this time is going to try to hit you with a 15.
Yeah, that'll hit. That'll meet the beats.
And that's going to be for. I have so many things, different screens going on. Where's his damages? There it is. It's going to do a total of 12 piercing damage to you, Skogar.
Yeah, so Skogar never healed from after the fight. He coughs up a little blood.
That's unfortunate for Skogar. And that was number 3's turn. Jack, it's back to you underneath the wagon wheel.
All right, so dude who just called himself boss.
Yeah.
Still doesn't know that I'm hiding right underneath them.
That is correct.
So I will just reach out and stab a dude. That's a natural 20, my friends.
Nice.
All right. So let's
Let's-
see.
No, back to back.
So
Right?
this one was okay. Yeah, so let's see if you manage. Let's see if you do enough damage to take him out in this one attack.
How does 33 sound?
Okay. Okay. That sounds incredible for you.
Does it?
Not so great for him. So you describe. Okay, I want you to. I got to give you something here. So because he's still alive, but by a thread. So why don't you explain really how alive he really is? Because he's got one HP left.
For real? After all that big
Yeah. Yeah,
For
he
real?
had 30 34 and you did 33. Not even kidding.
man.
So what do you do to put him in such a bad state?
Well, I guess I stab him because I'm underneath him, so I roll out underneath the thing and I stab right where I know a horse's heart is, and I stab that horse's heart, and it kills the horse body. But a centaur probably has two hearts. Maybe he's got something going on. So the horse part of the centaur drops, and it's just the human, he's
Wow.
that's what's clinging to life. The horse body is just over with, but the human body is still up and at him. But for this one hit point left.
Yeah.
Who's leading what now, dude?
Man.
And I look at the other two. It's so which one are you in charge now? Huh?
Nice. That was badass.
Nice.
That should almost be a free intimidation check.
You get a point of inspiration for that one. That was pretty sweet. And Lissa, it's your turn.
I'm not even going to take my bonus action to hide. I'm just going to stand right over, just walk over.
Yeah, I
him.
mean, why? Yeah, why would you?
Coolly, not even caring about this dude anymore.
And you can, Lissa. So two things. One, you can determine whenever your basilisk goes, whether it's before you or after you.
Okay.
But I think so. I think what it is though is that technically that would be your action then, right? Is telling it something else to do.
That's what I was going to ask you. I'm pretty sure because it says it's an action to give it a command. I assume that it.
Well,
needs
you know what? What if we just modify that and we say the first turn is the action is you releasing it and then telling it to do something. That's your first turn.
Okay.
But then on subsequent turns, commanding it can be a bonus action.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or it can continue with the attack action that you've already commanded.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so right before, right as you see that happen to that centaur, you see Jack do some significant damage, and talk smack to the other two. You said you see that you for a split second you see your dad, and he actually looks. You make eye contact with him for a brief moment, and I need you to do a let's call it a con save.
Dirty 20.
Son of a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So you he was looking at you with this look like of just anger and disappointment at you, as he is obviously blaming you for the state of your mom, which you don't know what that state is,
Right.
necessarily.
Yeah.
And but it's not affecting you.
Right. No, he just sees that same anger reflected back at him.
Oh.
How could you let this happen to mom?
That's so poetic. That's wonderful. Okay, that's good. That's good shit. All right. So yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, so she's gonna use her bonus action to tell the basilisk to keep doing what he's doing.
Okay.
And so where is the basilisk? Which one is it closest to?
We're gonna say it's closest to now. It's gonna be because the leader guy is gone.
Right.
Number 3 is almost gone, so he would be the one that was coming in from the top, right? So then the one closest to the basilisk and probably to you would be number 2, which would have been the one right next to the leader guy.
All right, perfect. Perfect. So that is the one he's attacking, and that's a 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
And that will be 8 piercing and 7 poison.
Damn. This centaur guy's like, it's not me. I'm not the leader. I'm not the leader. And
then Lissa will do her attack. She's doing a magic missile. Let's do 2 on number 2 and 2 on number 3 because I'm gonna cast it at 2nd level.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So for number 2, that is 7.
Okay.
Damage.
Yeah.
And then for the other one, it is 5 force damage.
So with one magic missile spell, you just took care of 2 of the remaining 3 centaurs. Would you like to describe how those missiles land?
Absolutely. So the Lissa just like pushes out her hands and she does the force damage, and she knocks them off of their horsey feet onto their sides, and they like knock against some roots and stones, and they go very still. It's very quick, and you just see Lissa standing there with just this cold hatred in her face.
Almost like one may almost say like an alignment change type of cold hatred on her face.
Right? Yeah, something like that, maybe.
Okay, so awesome. All right, so there's one centaur left. The writing's on the wall, but it's not his turn yet. Azuri.
The one that's left, is it one of the ones that got struck by the moonbeam?
No, it's the one that just backed out of the coach.
Oh, it's the one that Jack's basically. Okay, yeah. So Azuri's gonna just run up with his warhammer and try to knock the human half of this last centaur out.
Do it.
So with a swing of the hammer, he goes ahead and hits for a 19.
That is a hit.
For 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. It's like ping.
Just a nice little tap. And then as a bonus action, he will go ahead and cast Healing Word on Velma and say, Velma, can you get up?
All right.
What did I miss?
Azuri's casting Healing Word on Velma.
No, that's what I was saying.
Oh.
Velma.
It's... So 5 points of healing for Velma.
All right.
Okay. So Velma, you're prone, but you're healed and you're awake, so that's good. It's a good start in the right direction for the group here. It is that centaur's turn, and he just says, "Man, screw this shit. I know when I'm outnumbered," and he just proceeds to get ready to take off in the southern direction to try to just run away from this situation. So technically,
does he actually move?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, if he's moving past Azuri, because Azuri just gave him a little knock.
Oh yeah, yes, there's opportunity attacks to be had, because I would feel that there's maybe a potential for Jack too. Maybe I think. if I recall, where he was hanging out.
Is this the guy that waylaid?
This was the guy that came out of the coach that you snuck the first time around.
How far
So I
is he
think
going to
it was-
get really with a
I thought
dead
it was
horse head?
it was the same. Yeah, like this. It was the same guy. No, like I only stabbed one guy.
No, different guy, because you attacked a different guy, I thought, after him.
No,
Because you attacked a guy that was closer to where everybody else was, I thought.
No, I was stabbing the guy who was like I only stabbed the guy who was in the who was messing around in the cart both times. That was my
Well,
intentions.
shit. Okay then. So let me. Okay, got it. That's fine. I can
Going to
work
have
with
to
that.
go through the transcript and figure out who died.
No, it's
We're
fine.
gonna have to just
got it.
redo this episode next week.
No way. We're not doing that. That's fine. So the one that was not that one that came out of the coach that got trounced by Jack is the one that was towards the northernmost of the group. He just runs in the up direction to run away instead.
If he's running in that direction, does he go through the moonbeam?
No, because the moonbeam was off to the side.
Okay.
So he's gonna start to run, but as he runs, like your Lissa, your father, he yells, "No!" And then he runs into the coach and runs back out. And this centaur is maybe about, at this point, he's about like maybe 60, 65 feet away. You know, because he's like, he's trying to run, but he really kind of can't because he got beat up a little bit, and he's sort of like kind of like, you know, a little bit like wobbly and stuff, but he's trying to get away. And your dad comes out with like, so it looks like it's the hand cannon that Velma now has, but it's a longer version of this hand cannon, two-handed, and he holds it out and he points it at the centaur and he shoots it. And this thing just like shoots out this crazy beam of energy that's just, and it's like this low sub bass sound of like as this just shoots out of this rifle, it's like a blunderbuss, I guess it would be like, right? And it just hits the centaur, and the centaur just kind of goes into like a mist of red, and there's nothing left of it. And he takes the rifle and he throws it down to the ground, and then he walks and then he goes back into the coach and comes back out with a box in his hand, and he walks up to you and he says in a very, very eerily calm voice, says, "Here, this was supposed to be a surprise for you from your mom, and now this is what you get to remember her by." And he shoves a box into your hands, and he says, I never want to see you again, girl. You've done enough damage to this family. Enjoy this mage breeding nonsense while it lasts. I don't have a daughter anymore. And he walks away, and he goes and he picks up, because as he let your mom down, like your mom just kind of went, right? So he goes back over, and he picks her up in both arms, and he's like, kind of like, you see him like kind of bend down, like kind of squats down a little bit, like to adjust himself for the weight, and starts to trudge to the coach with your mom's body.
Lissa doesn't say anything. She's gonna call her basilisk back, and man, does she look in the box? Yeah, she's gonna look in the box. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think she wants to look in the box yet.
You already said it though.
All right. Yes, okay. So Lissa doesn't say a word. She just looks in the box.
And She opens the box, and now it's like maybe like an 8.5 by 11 size box. You open it up, and there's a folded up piece of paper, like a note, right? With like a sheet of tissue paper underneath that, and then you lift up the corner of the tissue paper, and it's 6 scones. And the as you open the note to take a glance at it, it says here, I'm giving you the recipe. I know you can do it. I believe in you. And I made you some as a reference. It says I love you. And it says love, Mom.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And so he gets onto the coach. And he gets to the front. You see him through like an opening window in the front of the coach, and you hear these clicks and stuff, and like rattling and clicks and noises as he starts to flip on switches, and you can hear like this electrical energy like kind of start to hum, and like this coach kind of comes to life as it had just been sitting there looking like it was just a regular like coach, you know. Is there anything you want to do or say while that's happening?
I want to whisper to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I want to whisper to Astrid. Astrid, is there any way we could bring Lissa's mom back? Do you have that power? Is there anyone at the university who has that power?
So all you guys froze up for a second. So Lissa, did you say anything before?
No, I didn't.
Lucar started to say that? Okay.
Nope.
I'm gonna have to message Lucar. This is gonna be an internal monologue.
Yeah. Okay.
An internal dialogue that's going to happen here for a brief second. So does anybody else want to do anything? They can take like basically like a quick action turn to do something if they so desire, while I quickly send a message to Lucar. Anybody want to do anything?
I'll start looting the corpses, but like anything that seems like it's like Lissa's, I'll try to like, I'm not gonna like hide it, I guess, I'm just be like, here's the stuff I gathered, take what's yours kind of deal,
Mm-hmm.
Even Jack has a little bit of
a heart.
A little bit in this moment, yeah.
Lissa is just staring at the scones.
Speaking of hearts, Jack, you should try to get centaur heart. I bet that would make a good breakfast.
What?
I was thinking potion ingredient.
That too.
Which heart though? Like from the top or the bottom? Like which?
Maybe we just do a taste test of some sort.
Didn't ask you to eat a centaur.
I mean, that's kind of.
Velma, what were you going to say? You were going to say something before.
I was struggling to get up after dying, and I was yelling at Lissa's dad that you're just going to take off and leave her here? Referring to Lissa's mom laying on the ground. It seems pretty cold to me.
No, Lissa's in. No, the mom's in the coach. He picked her up and carried her.
Grabbed her.
Yeah.
All right, scratch all that then.
So Lissa, you're just like kind of staring at the scones.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like in shock almost.
Yes, completely in shock. She's frozen.
Skogar leans over her shoulder and goes, "You gonna eat those?"
She snaps the box shut. That was enough. Thank you. She snaps it shut. She's like, "No, they're mine."
Oh yeah. So as that happens, just as the coach gets ready to start moving away, he leans out, and this time he starts to talk to you, and he actually like his voice like sounds like your dad now. It doesn't sound like the angry guy that he's been for the last like month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, since you started school. So his tone takes that kind of a tone, like the dad voice that you remember before all of his negativity started to happen of you going to school here. And he says, you know, Liz, it's a damn shame that I need to plan the burial for your mother and the love of my life when, and he starts to get choked up a bit, and he says, when deep in my heart, I question if it would be easier on me if it was you. And then they start to move away.
Wow. Lissa doesn't say that, but I'm saying that. Wow. Lissa just stares at him. Then she looks away. She looks back at the box.
So so I think it's I kind of feel like probably it's time. Let's do a little dialogue amongst the players here, and some kind of self-care to sort of what's going on? What's everybody's characters thinking, feeling, doing?
I'm going to put a hand on Lissa's shoulder, and that is a broken man who can say such an awful thing. Then we'll have a moment of like silence bonding. I don't know if she shrugs me off because she's angry or.
No, she likes you. She'll let Velma comfort her.
Jack, are you still looting?
No, I think I see that touching moment, and I look off to see where the dad has left, and basically I'm thinking to myself, when would it be okay to have him killed also? Like I think that would probably be the best. That's what Jack thinks would be the best ending to the situation, but he knows that he knows that now is probably not that time, so he's just kind of like he is stuck between like should I go kill this guy now, or
okay. Yeah, you kind of my signals. I think my signal was like is playing with me a little bit because you cut out for a minute right as you were about to say what you were thinking, and then it cuts back and Lissa's laughing, and you're like, and I'm like, oh, what did he say? And then but you thankfully you explained like torn between one versus the other, so that's good. I figure now's not the time to go kill him. Yeah, that's right. I'm like mentally putting him on a list. Fair. So you're in your own way, you're doing like the Skogar thing where he does it with paint. You're doing it, just putting it in your mind, like he's on the list now, kind of thing. That's cool. So
Azuri is currently feeling extraordinarily awkward, more awkward than normal, and is just sort of standing back, can't seem to find the words to say anything to Lissa, and is just sort of like turning around behind him and trying to like keep an eye out to the forest and see if anything else is out there.
Okay.
But can't really bring himself to say anything.
Yeah, do a perception check.
Okay.
Let's see if this is worthwhile or not.
Oh dear. Okay. That's a 22.
Oh yeah, it's clear as a bell. Nothing going on.
I have the 300 feet of dark vision too, so
yeah,
nothing sneaking up on us, and that makes it feel a little bit more at ease, but still uncomfortable.
Absolutely. And there's no way this can just live in the chat. Like I have to call this out just because of how brutal this is. Velma basically saying that to Jack, wait until he realizes that all he has left of his wife is his daughter, and then kill him.
Yeah, that's in the chat because there's no way that Velma knows what Jack's inner monologue was.
That's amazing. What about like Lucar? What are you doing? I mean, after all this stuff just happened.
I'm gonna sidle up to Azuri and say, hey, how powerful are your professors? Like, I've heard tale of reincarnation. Maybe that's a way to help Lissa.
We can ask. It's well beyond what I have now and can do, but we can see what they have and what they've done in the past and see if we can help.
Yeah, I wonder if I sort of whisper so Lissa doesn't hear me. I wonder if we should try to get Bob's body back, just in case we can do something.
Lissa, roll up. What's your passive perception?
11.
Lucar, roll against her passive perception, would you?
I got a 6.
Lissa, you hear him whisper this to Zuri.
She makes a mental note.
Gets on the list.
So it doesn't say, yeah. It doesn't so you don't so Lissa doesn't say anything.
Nope.
Okay.
No, so at this point, Lissa kind of like snaps out of it and she's like, I need to get Fluffy. I need to make sure he's okay. And we'll call him back. And she kind of gathers herself. That's the right word. She yeah, just starts moving. It's like, we should get back to the school. We need to Jack, there was that thing that we needed to do, wasn't there? At our mechanics?
Yeah, but that's, I mean, maybe
No,
we
it
should.
seemed pretty urgent. I think we should. That would be good.
No, I think we should go head back to the dorms first. Maybe I think like I know Velma's got herself pretty injured here, and I think Arcanics will be there tomorrow. I think we can go to Arcanics tomorrow. Like I thought tonight would be perfect, but other things happened. So let's just put a pin in that for now.
All right, if you're sure.
Yeah, I think definitely everybody would agree that a rest is probably the best idea.
But we're still here for you. We're in this mission when you're ready to go.
Lissa, it's at this point that you get a message on your smart stone.
All right. What does it say?
It's actually from your uncle Zedekiah.
Uncle Z.
And the message says it's just really like it's all kind of jumbled. The words are kind of jumbled together. You could tell it looked like it was sent really quickly. And it's just like what the hell is going on? What happened to your mom? And it's like happens like just like HPND, like it's all like abbreviated and shortened up, and it's like what happened to your mom? Her tracker went dead.
Lissa doesn't want to deal with it right now. Lissa's in denial. Do. Puts her phone away.
You get it vibrates again. It's another message, and this message says it just says, need me to come get you?
She texts back and she says, no, I'm okay. She sends back, no, well, we should call. I need to tell you about what happened.
So then your smart stone rings.
Okay, all right.
Zedekiah is not Uncle Z as you know him he's not a patient guy. He doesn't have time to wait because he's already thinking about the 5 other things he needs to do, and he doesn't have time to he needs to deal with whatever the thing is so he can move on to the next thing.
And Lissa knows this. Lissa knows this. She knows how her uncle is. She just she's like, hey, Uncle Z.
It's like, what's going on, Al? What's up?
Well, so my parents were here for Parents' Weekend, and there were.
You mean your your wonderful mom and my dickhead brother? Yeah, what? Yeah.
Yes, I do. And we had a great day. Well, me and mom had a great day, anyways. And then, well, we fought some bugbears, and because Skogar's dad was in trouble, and then I got a text from dad and mom, and they were in trouble, more trouble. Oh my goodness, what a crazy night! And there were centaurs, stupid trash centaurs, and mom didn't make it.
And
We destroyed them, but
the line
it wasn't
goes
enough.
the line goes quiet.
Mhm.
And you hear a sigh, and he's like, so
Then dad
those-
took her body back. He's gonna do the funeral.
he's like, God damn it! It's like, so you got all of them, right? They're all,
Oh, yeah.
they're all dead.
They are so dead, dead. Both the stupid horse heart and the stupid human heart, all dead.
God damn it! Are you sure you want me to come get you? I can come get you. You want me to come get you? I can come get you. You're like 2 teleport circles away from me. I can come get you.
No. I need to stay in school. That's what mom would want. I have to.
Can't you get that thing where you get like bereavement time or some crap where you can leave because like you had like a traumatic experience or something? Don't they? Isn't that one of those progressive schools that does that kind of stuff? Some of those schools around here do that stuff.
Yeah. But I don't need that, Uncle Z. I need to work. I need to study. I need to.
So do you want me to come pick you up so you can study some more of that mage breeding stuff that you like?
No, I have Uncle Z, there's stuff here that I have to do.
I got a 17 persuasion, or Uncle Z did. What did you get to counteract
All
that?
right, let's see. Oh, I got a 2. Alyssa's heart really wants to go. She's like, "All right, Uncle Z, come pick me up.
It's like,
Let's do it."
It'll be it. You'll miss a class or two. Tell that weird dirty hippie friend of yours to like take some extra notes for you while you're gone.
Oh, I don't trust him to do that, but that's okay. I'll catch up. It's fine.
No. The one with wears overalls with the bare feet that eats all the sandwiches all the time.
Oh, Lucar. Yes, yeah, Lucar, definitely.
No. That's the halfling guy, right?
Yes.
What's it's the chick halfling.
Oh, Sable.
What's her name?
Sable.
Yeah, I thought you were I couldn't remember if that was her name or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sable's awesome. She'll definitely.
It's a lot to remember. And out of game, I actually did remember. I was trying to play that he legit doesn't remember because what we were discovering is that in the background, like you message each other and stuff. You keep him in the loop. Like he's your buddy. And then an action or two later in time, like a minute at the most later, a small portal pops open next to you, and here stands Uncle Z. And you've never seen, right? Have I ever showed what he looks like?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well,
cool.
wait. No, I don't think so.
Okay. So I snagged this picture because I thought it actually. No, I actually had AI do this a while ago.
Oh, nice.
A long time ago.
Very cool.
And I kept it because I didn't think it was that bad.
Heck yeah.
That's Uncle Z.
Nice.
So he's got crazy flaming like red and yellow Dragon Ball Z kind of hair going on, and he's got this weird like kind of like clothing mixed with metal mech type robes going on, and with big fat like like those big, I don't even know, like I guess it's like the chunky shoes, like in the style of like a Hot Topic goth type shoe, but steampunk.
Nice.
Right. And he's got like got dust on his face, and he's like just looking kind of like ragged. And he looks at all you guys. He's like, and he looks at you. He looks over at you, Lucar, and he nods. He's like, "Sup?" So you the one that's got the one that's got the voices in your head?
Just one voice.
Oh, okay. I got a thing. I got a thing you can put on your head that'll help you with that if you want to drown that out.
I don't know if I do yet.
All right. Well, if Lissa's got my number, Elle's got my number. You need some help with that. You let me know. I got you, man.
Cool.
I get those all the time. Yeah.
Yours called Astrid?
With no, never heard that name before. This is a kind of a cool name though, but no, I nope. No. That kind of sounds like that's one of those kind of names that's not something that doesn't sound like a local name. That sounds like a I don't like maybe from somewhere else. I don't know. That's not a normal sounding name to me.
Okay.
What
Zachariah.
are you trying to say?
Nothing.
I heard your tone, little man.
I just appreciate the insight.
You need to be careful there. And he's like,
I'm not from around Windshire either.
He's like, fair. Elle, you ready to go? Let's hit it. Let's
Yeah,
bounce.
sure. Let's go.
All right.
Yep.
So then he's the portal's still open, and he takes your hand and he pulls you in, and he puts one arm around you, and he gives you like a squeeze, and he like kind of pats the side of your head for a second, and then he looks down, and he's like, oh, how's and he stops, and he's like, how's the magebreeder sphere working? Is it working good?
Oh, it's awesome! I caught a harpy and a basilisk, and oh man, they're so cool.
And he's like, but what happened to? But you can only fit one in there. What happened to the harpy?
Well,
or is it which one is it? Do you have the bat? What do you have in there?
Oh, we should go back to my dorm. I need to get Big Wing. We can go. We'll just hop over there. It's a long story about the harpy, but Big Wing will help explain it.
All right. So he makes a few motions, and then the portal that's there goes away, and then he makes a new portal, and he's like this is like front. This is like right by the school. He's like, we could walk there, but I'm tired.
Oh,
man.
yeah, definitely.
So let's go. He's like, all right. He points at all the rest of the players, all the rest of you guys, and says, all right, we'll see you guys later. I won't keep her long, I promise. And he takes you through the portal, and the portal closes. And so Lissa has gone off with Uncle Z. So the way we'll play this out is after the brief hiatus, when we come back, Lissa, you'll be able to tell what you've done in your time with Uncle Z, and we can talk about like what that, out of game, we can always talk about what sort of things you might want to try to do during that time. And we'll call this like your little bereavement leave side quest kind of thing.
There we go.
For you. And so the rest of you are, so Jack, you've been looting. So there is still that crazy artificer rifle blunderbuss type thing that's on the ground. And Jack, like, we'll say I'll roll a die to make it halfway decent here. Okay, so we'll say you found 140 silver and 35 gold.
I mean, as I'm like, what should we do with this list? And I see her like walk through the portal with her uncle. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I guess I'll just hold on to this for her. Then when she comes back, I'll just have it for her, this gold and silver, and make sure nobody else is looking. And I start putting it in the thing.
Yeah. Is there anybody else As anything else that anybody wants to do in this area?
I want to go
So-
back and after seeing the traumatic loss of Lissa's mom, I want to go back and see my parents back at the hotel.
Okay. So yeah, so you go back, and let's say you go back and it's like it's not quite dusk yet. So you go back, you wake your parents back up, and your mom sees you, and she sees like she can just see that you're upset. And she's like, oh, Lukey, what's wrong?
Nothing. I just wanted to see you guys.
Oh, it's always great to see you. Well, come on. We got an extra bed in here. You can sleep here if you want. And she gets into bed next to your dad, and leaves you with an open bed that you can just lay in and take a snooze.
Nice.
And then Skogar, what's Skogar gonna do after this is done?
I think he's going to go home and go to bed.
All right. So then Skogar's just gonna go back to his room and go to bed, not checking on his dad at all. And Velma, what's Velma doing?
I need to get to the infirmary and get some Band-Aids and some Tylenol, and
Okay,
I'm in rough
that's fair.
shape.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not doing nothing.
yeah. So you're gonna, and then assumedly probably take a rest after that, essentially. Then, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And Azuri, what's Azuri gonna do?
Azuri he heads back to campus, and he tries knocking on the counselor's door to see if she's in.
At this time of night?
He tries.
So she opens the door. Like, first of all, you hear a muffled voice. Hello? Who is it?
It's your favorite student.
And,
Sorry.
and you hear her about to start saying another name, and then you say your name, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, Azuri, yeah, Azuri." And she's like, and she cracks open the door, and just so she can stick her face through, and she looks at you, and she's like, "Are you okay?"
Physically, yeah, I'm fine. I just wanted to let you know that that you should probably talk to Lissa. Her mom and dad. Her mom kind of died tonight, like near campus, and she ran off with her uncle, and I don't know if she's okay.
She's like, oh my God, that's terrible. That's awful. Do you need to come in?
If you're with someone, no, I'm fine. I wanted to let you know before you found out some other way, and like
she's like Azuri, it's like almost 4 a.m. I don't take sessions at this time of day.
I wasn't sure, it just no, I'm fine. I'm gonna see if I can't sleep a little bit, but my parents are fine, and so there's nothing to worry about, and just
that's good.
But yeah, just see if you can talk to her or reach out or something, because she didn't seem fine, but I mean she seemed fine, but that makes me feel like she's less fine. We've talked about it some. Just see if you can talk to her, okay?
I will. Thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. I'll reach out to her in the coming days. Have a good night. I hope you get some sleep.
As long as it's dreamless, yes.
Okay. You go back and take a long rest, and it is dreamless. Because I haven't prepared any new dreams for you just yet. But so yeah, Jack, I'm assuming you're gonna maybe head back to the dorm, or are you doing something different?
No, I think heading back to the dorm is the way to go. I'll
Okay.
yeah.
So then,
I
yeah.
guess
So
me
you
and
go.
Skogar walk back. We're just
Yeah.
since we're both not going doing anything else.
Yeah. So you walk back at the same time. You see as you approach your guys' dorm room, you see on the door that there's a note. There's a note taped to the door with your name on it, Jack.
Well, saying goodnight to Skogar, I'll grab the note. Go behind the veil on my bed, and I'll read the note.
Skogar doesn't smell Professor Finefeather on the note as he walks by it, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's actually Jack. It's actually it's a note. It's a note from your granny, saying basically that she needed to leave, and she had a great time with you, and glad that she got to share in that time with you. And yeah, so all of you long rest, and all of you level up.
Woo!
You have all completed the Parents' Weekend adventure.
How will Lissa cope with the death of her mom? No, really. No other questions for the end of this episode. This is a pivotal moment for this character. One can only hope she manages to continue on, no matter what her father says. Answers to other questions, however, will likely be answered on the next episode of Eberron Adventures. This session ended a little bit early, so you get a little behind-the-scenes conversation. Hope you enjoy.
The one thing that I would ask Lissa for you to think about with your character is over the break that we take, think about like how is this going to fundamentally affect the way you develop Lissa
Oh yeah.
as a character?
Mhm.
Is there a change to the alignment? Is there just certain thing like what about her is going to be different?
Right.
That the other people will have to kind of like figure out how to deal with whatever version of you ends up coming back from hanging out with your uncle. Nice.
Right.
And
This was a villain's origin story.
yeah, I mean, maybe you never know. You
Mhm.
never know.
Maybe Lissa's the villain.
Right. There we go.
I mean,
Mwahaha.
I
hate sand.
I threw in the scone. I threw in the scone thing,
Mhm.
right? Like I'm trying to pull the pieces
Yeah.
of
No.
continuity
Definitely.
that you guys are providing to try
No,
to
that
tie
was
it into like
awesome.
stories and stuff. So,
Mhm.
but no, that was awesome. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. So just for the sake of housekeeping, so 2-week break. Chris has got something he's gonna run. It's if leading up to him, if he decides he wants to have it recorded, I'll mix it down and podcast it for posterity. If not, that's also fine. Just let me know, or let Jonathan know if you want to do it. And then level up. When we come back, Lissa will come back. Lissa we'll see what she's done during that time, and we'll catch up on what the rest of you guys have done for the few days that she's been gone. So you'll have time to think about that, of what you would have been doing over those next few days. And then we'll play something really that sounds pretty interesting and different. So do you want to talk about that at all? Chris, is there anything?
Yeah, so it's a little RPG called Ice Fleet, and it was put out by I guess they're a Russian like band, like a metal band or a folk metal band. I don't know how they describe it. It's spelled Kauan. I don't even know how to pronounce it. So they, I listened to the music, I enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, they're putting out this RPG. So it's about it's called Ice Fleet. It's about a Russian camp in the 30s. They find encased in ice just a fleet of ships, and it's a mystery. What happened to these ships? What is it all about? And your job as this Russian geological crew is to check it out. And I'll send some quick character creation during this week, and a quick idea of how to play it. It seems relatively easy.
Do we have the option of talking in really shitty Russian accents? If we,
I'm only going to be talking in a really shitty Russian accent. So.
Is that why you're like, I'm not sure if I want it recorded?
Right. I don't know who I'm going to offend here, but
yeah, that's fair.
But
we already haven't been practicing our Russian accents,
right?
Right.
Absolutely.
No, that's awesome.
A previous group of mine, I had an NPC be a Russian, have a Russian accent, and he became like basically like the favorite of the NPCs.
Nice.
So like he became a recurring character just probably because of the accent. So
nice. So then so we'll plan on either then starting back up on coming back off of hiatus on either the 27th of September or the 4th of October, and I'll leave that up to you, Chris, depending upon like how long running this will take.
We'll see what happens.
Because if it's vibing well in week 2 and you're like, yeah, I could get another session out of this, and by all means, let's do it. To do it justice. If it turns out that way. So
I'm still trying to figure it all out. So
fair, yeah. I got 2. Not that I will probably ever use them, unless we incorporate them somehow at some point in a different way. But I got 2 RPGs. One is called Apocalypse Keys, which looks really interesting because it's like kind of themed off of like Hellboy and those kind of like different creatures and stuff that all band together to like stop apocalypse from happening and different things like that. And then I also got one called Masks, which is like basically a superhero one. Because I really don't want to buy the Marvel Universe one. I just don't want to do it. I'd rather buy other ones and just make up heroes because I don't know. I just can't. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can. Not that I am anti-Marvel. I just don't know if I want to. I'd rather support the little guys with something like that. I feel like.
Exactly.
But anyway. Cool. All right. Well, yeah.
Although if anybody wanted to send us, like the RPG, as it were, we'll run anything. That's a shameless plug for any type of RPG they want to run. They could just find connect on the email through email or wherever, and let us know.
That is true. That's actually, so that's, I thought that, well, I think there's a lot of other podcasts that do that kind of shit where they just play all kinds of different systems and try them out, like, but I like the ones where they actually incorporate different systems into the broader story and use it for a little bit to switch it up and then like kind of come and then go back to the main thing. I've always thought that was better than going from one to, it's kind of hard to follow if you keep bouncing around a lot, but anyway. Cool.
Yep.
I hope everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
The next session's going to be like the next chunk is going to be, it's going to be big, and it's going to take probably like four or 5 sessions to get through the whole thing, I think, depending upon how it gets played and depending upon what extra shit you guys decide you want to do and throw at me in the midst of that. So I'm lightweight. I need to lightweight plan a trip to Arcanix as a just in case someone decides they need to go do that and take other people with them. I need to be ready in case that happens. So, and if it doesn't, then that's fine. But I need to have something ready for that. So,
nice.
2 weeks will get me in a good spot. But Cool. So, characters from you, Chris, sometime this week?
Yeah, I'll probably get it
Okay.
tomorrow or something. But yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks,
Take care, everyone.
everybody.
Have a
Have a
good
good
one.
night.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Night.
If you would like to support this podcast, please do so by going to patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. And for a mere $3 a month, you can get a shout out. Just like our very first Patreon supporter, Jonathan Boyd. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate the donation and your support. Once again, that is patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. See you next week. Greetings, adventurers. I just wanted to let you know that Eberron Adventures will be taking a 2 to 3 week hiatus. During this time, another member of the Wednesday night crew will be our game master, taking us on an adventure in the 1930s as members of a Russian surveying team. The RPG is called Ice Fleet, and we're all really excited to play. So join to hear us have fun and probably do some really bad Russian accents. Please let us know what you think, and if you want to hear us try any other RPGs, please let us know. You can do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. As always, thanks for your support.